Okay, so I want to start with these two videos here that I just saw. So this is some Israeli-American Benjamin Kirstein telling Z3 conference. I wonder what the Z stands for. A Z3 conference in Palo Alto that Jews must make trouble in America like blacks did in the civil rights era. If American Jews make trouble, there is no question that they can win. He says the trick is going to be persuading them to make trouble. Okay, let's see this Zionist coping.
If there is reason for optimism, strangely enough, I mean, you can look, for example, at the black struggle in the United States, struggle of black people for equality. It's difficult to imagine a group of Americans who were more thoroughly beaten down than black Americans for the better part of 4 centuries. And
I would agree with that. Yeah.
How did they get out of that to the extent that they have? And they have.
They did what is doing, oddly enough,
to a great extent. They got out of it by making trouble.
Yeah, they got out of it by revolting against their slave owners. They got out of it via resistance, all caps, exactly. So are you Benjamin Kirstein Bergerwitz saying that you don't condemn?
Ultimately, you know, they made a lot of trouble, and they made it clear that at a certain point the United States could not continue to function as normal if they didn't get their rights. And it's quite remarkable that, you know, when they really start making trouble with the civil rights struggle in the 1950s, things start to change very, very fast. You know, I mean, that is still very much within living memory. And then you have a black president 50 years later, more or less, you know. So I think if American Jews defend themselves, and one of the ways they have to defend themselves is by making trouble. Make what John Lewis, the great civil rights leader,
oh my God, he's trying to draw a parallel between American Jews supporting Israel's right to civil rights activist John Lewis.
Said, go out there, make good trouble, and redeem the soul of America. And I think if American Jews defend themselves...
Jews are the blacks of the world, guys. If we don't start accepting the Jews of the Palestine population, they're going to start making real trouble, okay?
If American Jews make trouble, there's no question that they can win. The trick is going to be persuading them to make trouble, because one of the watchwords of American Jewry for
American Jewry,
2-3 centuries has been "Don't make trouble." We'll be good Americans. If we're good Americans, they'll leave us alone. Well, they're not going to leave you alone. They're just not. It's very, very clear. But I do think that making trouble will big words.
So that this just in, the need to start making some trouble. There's not enough trouble going on surrounding the Jews or the one and only Jewish state. You would think that Israel has made enough trouble, but apparently not. We need to have that spill over. The Palestinians are not enough, you know. They need to start going after other social groups. I saw this phrase, and it's something that I had never commented on, but it's so revealing because people that are Zionists, they like to use this phrase, the Jewish right to self-determine, as if that's like, if you were to stand against the Jewish right to self-determine, then you must be anti-Semitic. And I made a comment about this because I don't support or believe in the right to self-determine, do you? Any more than I believe in the Scientologists' right to self-determine. And that's because religious ideologies are not national territories. All humans have the right to self-determine. And it's not on the basis of their religion. It's just it's on the basis of the fact that they exist and they're human. But I just think that phrase is so misleading. They try to conjoin and conflate Judaism with like national and political rights, like it's an ethnicity or it's a nationality or something. But this is the conflation that we have to parse out as critical thinkers. All right, and then the next little video I have here is our very own, not our very own, but you'll remember him because he is the guy who said there is a list. Daniel Hagari, the Israeli, I guess he was an Israeli, I don't know if he was a commander or what, but he certainly was the spokesperson for the military. I don't know what his like official duties were within the campaign or whatever, but he was making a lot of Hasbara early on, and I guess he's sort of receded from the limelight recently. But here he is at, let's see, I'll just read the little caption here for you. Israel's former military spokesperson Daniel Hagari says the country has lost the war on social media. Speaking in Washington, D.C. at the annual conference of the Jewish Federations of North America, the JFNA, he warned that the online space has become the most influential battlefield shaping global opinion. Seems like a bit of a cope, right? Because, you know, we know that Israel and Zionists in America have all media pre the internet age. They had a stranglehold on the so-called 5 media corporations that control 90% of everything we see, hear, or read. But yeah, it's not there anymore. People don't. I mean, do you go to CNN or Fox News or NBC to hear the truth? I mean, we know that's we know that we're being gaslit and lied to. So we're going to go look at independent journalists and independent media publications who are doing excellent work. So they, that's why there's such a scramble to control TikTok and all these other social media sites, X or Twitter as it's called. Hagari called for a new propaganda machine modeled on Unit 8200, Israel's elite cyber intelligence division. I love how they always, they see that they're failing, they're doing so much, and they just keep saying, we need to do more. Couldn't possibly be doing less is the answer. Capable of tracking criticism in real time and producing instant messaging, visuals, and data to shape the narrative. I mean, this is what happens when the truth is not on your side. You have to meddle. You have to dominate every public domain and make sure that people are speaking and thinking the right kinds of thoughts. He went on to propose a coordinated system using fake accounts, bot networks, and unofficial influencers and bloggers, especially young women probably with big too, to help shift global perception in Israel's favor. Don't they call that pink washing? Anyway, let's play this beautiful clip.
Well, I think we lost on social media. We lost the war on social media.
Oh, he sounds so down. We lost. Yeah, they lost a lot in part due to your efforts, Daniel. Your Hasbro was so bad.
Young people, some of them are in this room, not most of them, consume the media only on social media, now on AI.
And now on AI.
If it will be orchestrated with the communities in the diaspora, so we can have a huge control room.
A huge control room.
Information and we'll give the message. Because what do people...
We must see everything all the time. We need to establish a digital panopticon. Daniel, don't you guys already have the digital panopticon? No, we need to establish one. It's not enough. Well, I mean, if that's the case, they should be in this stream right now. Where are you guys at? Preferably young women should disseminate our propaganda, and preferably those young women should be hot and young with very shapely features.
Well, I think we lost on social media. I think we lost the war on social media.
Okay, I thought that was a better clip than it turned out to be. You feel like he may be intentionally feeding anti-Semitic troops. I would completely agree with that. I think Israel thrives on anti-Semitism, so you'd want to keep that up. Even the conception of Judaism framed by Zionists is anti-Semitic. I mean, I think they leaned into anti-Semitic tropes about Jews in order to, create their state. There's a whole thing about that too we could go into, but I'm not going to do that. So let's see. This is a Ted Cruz clip. Another Zionist. So I guess, what is this? Jewish Federation. So that there must have been a Zionist conference and they had all these bigwigs.
This poison is spreading. There are pastors who love Israel who think all is fine, and my message to them is go and talk to the teenagers in your congregation. Go and talk to the 20-somethings in your congregation, because they're picking up their phone and they're watching TikTok and they're watching Instagram and they're hearing this message being driven, and it is resonating. And if you want an illustration of this, several weeks ago, J.D. Vance was down at Ole Miss at a Turning Point gathering, and one kid got up, asked this viciously anti-Semitic question.
You know what the question was? Do y'all remember this? I thought I was in Auburn for some reason, but I do remember this. It was some kid asking about how does the alliance between the United States and Israel serve the United States? How does it benefit the United States? And, the fear-mongering over Iran, which is built on deception. And look at how Israel is basically treating our president like its own lapdog. It's not a good look for America. What do you have to say about this? That's the really anti-Semitic question.
The most horrifying thing to me is what happened in the second later, which is the crowd erupted in applause. Not everybody. My guess is 20 to 30% of the kids there were applauding the viciously anti-Semitic question.
Viciously anti-Semitic. It's viciously anti-Semitic to be America first. I mean, it's crazy.
A week or two later, there was another event with Eric and Laura Trump.
And I love that he's bringing this up. Like, they're still butthurt about this. Like a college kid just asking a very reasonable question about American foreign policy.
Auburn University.
Oh, this is the one.
A kid got up and said, I can do even better, and asked such an anti-Semitic question. It was filled with lies. Every word of the question was a lie, including and, but, and thee. And again, instantaneously, the reaction was the same. 20 to 30% of the kids began cheering. Now, here's the warning sign to hear. This was not a gathering at Berkeley.
Ted, have you thought about crying about it, maybe? Maybe that would help.
This was not a gathering at Yale. This was at Ole Miss and Auburn. These are a bunch of big old frat guys that are just looking to make a friend on Saturday night who have heard the message.
Yeah, people that would normally support you. Look at that.
We are such
Look how people are turning against you.
A team. We're so polarized. We're so bifurcated that what worries me is young people that get the message, oh, our team, we hate Israel. That is dangerous.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous to who? Very dangerous in what sense of the word? Concerning what class of people? He's mad that it's Mississippi. He expected it from Massachusetts, but not Mississippi. Not our dear Mississippi. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to the page to help it grow. And if you'd like to support my work, join my Patreon for exclusive content.